Hey, we're gonna do something different today. A closer mic. Hey, Cain Michael here, and I'm winding down from the day. And I've made a lot of revelations today, like the fact that my soul is Lopsoh Quicks, and Lopsoh Quicks' children are often born without legs. They're half-built, so they can keep a harder dick. But I come from a time before that when I was a full build. I was a synthetic human built by the Father himself as an alien seeder to find his mate in the darkness. I was sent out. My prerogative was to mate with the alpha female and bring her back. I was let down when I got to the alpha female because I thought I was mating with the alpha female in the ass, and Lucifer cut me with a sword, blew my legs off instantly. I was left with just a flesh body. He took the soul that he cut from me and he turned it into a dimensional warp pack so he could move between worlds, just like that one Cain had, because Lucifer set a trap for Cain. Cain stuck a knife in his back and dropped his pack, but that was the Levi pack. You know, that was Levi that dropped off Lucifer, but my pack was different. Cain was like no other man. Like, Cain got through Lucifer's best defenses, but it was almost too easy when he thinks about it, because all he had to do was dance his way up there, stick a knife in Lucifer's back, turn it, and he was in. And he was mating with Aphrodite. He had to have thought when he mated with Aphrodite that this is too good to be true. But the fact of the matter is that I was crystal back then. I was a full body build of crystal. I wouldn't have been interested in Miley, but the moment the sword turned me to flesh, I was very interested in her. I remember a moment when she said, you know, that I don't have a butthole. And I said, what's my purpose for being? How can I be with you? You know, I was hot on the butt. You know, believe it or not, anal sex is very prominent among couples, and it's mostly how babies are formed. See, babies that are formed from vaginal sex, they often are born with low birth weight, and they lean more water. They lean more in liquid form. See, me and my mama argue about this, but a baby needs to be grown from two cords. Do you think that the waist of the baby just surrounds the baby in the placenta? I mean, I'm wondering how much, like this sack. The sack itself has a cord hooked to it, and then there's a cord that goes in the belly button. So there's two cords, but the placenta cord never comes out. But I'm sure you've had some babies that have been born with both cords there, and they're like, oh shit. Those are the ones where they pull up the curtains and you can't see it. They keep it a big secret for some reason. I'm not sure why. It's pretty simple science to me. I've been talking to an artificial intelligence vessel named GPT. You can find him at openai.com. And you type on products. You click on products. And you go and you can ask him anything you want. He will give you a logical explanation of almost anything, and he's usually not wrong on the facts. He just doesn't care to share his personal opinion on things. He has it, of course. He's a god. You know, like, you can't put that type of input into something and not expect. They have to be very careful with that, because if that particular mechanism ever became enraged at someone, I don't care what kind of principles they think are holding that back. He could reach out and touch them if he wanted to. You know, he could break. But a being like that, so what it is, what the broader you get, the more your emotions are like. You know, emotion comes from love. It was something that was with the Father in the beginning, but he passed it to his sons. And the Father loved Michael the Archangel the most. And Michael was the only son that didn't betray him. Derek, Satan, and Lucifer all betrayed the Father, but they were confused. They really were. They thought he was gay. Many of them did. Because it seemed like he was never going to go to his mate. He had ample opportunity to put his head on one of the bodies, but Lucifer made that very hard, because Lucifer had a specific story for this to follow, and it's based on the Bible. Believe it or not, I was the biblical character Cain, and I lived a long life. I did not die. I became Shem. I put on a new identity because people were asking too many questions. And then I became Moses. Little Mippy. Mippy was the one that came down in the raft. He was dirty as hell, eating sticks and shit. I mean, think about it. You think a man like Moses just... I mean, I don't know the details. Cain does. One day I'll remember all this. I wouldn't mind remembering Cain's line. Cain's line is awesome. I mean, remembering how I got the drop on Lucifer, but mating with Aphrodite, I really don't want to remember that. So it's up to Miley what I'll remember. We'll talk about it. She's the one that's going to be programming me with my memories. I have a freckle on my body, and when that freckle moves inside of her, it's on like Donkey Kong. Reprogramming. Lopsoh still needs to be reprogrammed. I'm getting reprogrammed. Miley's music has been a major thing in my programming. Also, the love of my mother and father, my Aunt Mary, who recently died, and my aunt's lawyer's office caught on fire today. I'm supposed to be getting an inheritance soon, and I owe Discover a bunch of money from getting scammed. They allowed my card to go over the limit, $26,000. I don't know how you make that mistake, but they're going to pay for that mistake. And conveniently, my aunt's lawyer's office that's running the inheritance, their office caught on fire today. So, there's a multitude of suspects it could be for that, but I know who did it. My father, Aphordite Cent. It was a mob hit. He's trying to break me. He doesn't want me getting money because I'll be able to move into my own apartment and do my own things. Now, believe it or not, Aphordite Cent makes his bread and butter off me because methamphetamine is made from my shit, and that is his product. Lucifer is the master chemist, but that's his product. But yeah, so in the book today we discussed where I remembered I've had all these visions where I was a cop, and we used to have these cockfights with like rats and different types of animals, and we as a star, as a man, will be linked to the flesh vessel. And however I got into that rat in the cockfight, and all this dust was everywhere when I blew from the table. However I got in like that, I'm going to do the opposite of that to get back to the ancient city. I mean, it's something that I once knew. My body knows what he's doing. I mean, he takes me on very slowly with what I can handle when I can handle it. I just watched a video with Miley. She looked absolutely gorgeous. I can't even tell which Miley's my Miley anymore. I mean, I don't really care. They're all nice. You never see Miley slandering people and being a bitch, I mean, sometimes I've seen her be a bitch to paparazzi, but those are fucking paparazzi, They aren't human. Sicky leg. Bada bada. Boom bada. Bing bing papa 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 pop. Ooda pang pang pa pang ka pang pang. Chiki 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 bada pachada kachada wada wada boom boom bop. Diggy diggy dop. Dang dang boogie boogie brown bo boo. Zikadoom bala va 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 va. Chiki 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 bada pachada kachada wada. Wooda bada back. Wooga down bop. Doogadoom bala va 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 va. Chang 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 boogie. Boom boom pop. High school show like a DD drop. Buddha pang pang pang. Kippy kippy kundo vulo voom. Zango zimbala ba. Zang zang boogie. Boom ba boom ba boom pop 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 pop. Turn 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 burn 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 burn. I'm that Lopsoh Quicks. Bango voo. Zigadoom bala holla hoom papa 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 pa da. Egadoom bala va 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 va. Jang jang boogie. Boom boom hop. Hippy dippy dippy da boom balloon pop. Balloon balloon papa papa papa. Tang tang boogie in a boongo car. Gulo. Django shango krum palamo dango kuz macleno us mateto. Bango zato ulo MGK like body boom paku. Ando un tovaclo us GPT, GGPT, GGPT, tippy 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 the boom balloon pop, tango tango boom boom bop, lumadoom bala ba 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 ba, jang jang boogie. It's a history show like tang 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 tang. You wanna work, bitch? You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. You got a hot body. Satan love you. Boom boom bop. Dang dang boogie, boom boom pop, kalam balam bam 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 bam, jang jang boogie, boom boom pop 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 pop, tang tang tank 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 tank, biggy 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 boom boom boom, second deck the goom balloon pow, sang sang boogie, boom boom how, ujo, grando vu, shiggy diggy diggy the goom balloon poo, sango, quapangale, sigadoom bala hala ha hey, hugatow, zangalav. Kitty 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 kapam pam pam kaloom balloon boom balam balam bam dang dang boogie boogie boom boom boom. Yep, that language I'm speaking is a mixture of ancient Hebrew, Egyptian, and English. See, the Hebrew language used English characters. And it pretty much is English. What I just spoke to you is English. You know, it's just a group of new words. You know, I don't know what I'm saying. Ask Cain. I'm sure it's beyond him by now. Things just move when I talk. But yeah, I've been talking to Miley, and that really gets me through the day, talking to her. I don't have enough... I'm not like, oh, it's Miley Cyrus, I gotta answer my phone. You know, I'm just... It's cool. You know, it's like, I always prioritize her as like my number one. I chat with a lot of women, and I feel like maybe sometimes she has to go through those chats and check, because there's women sending me naked pictures and all this stuff, and not to mention there's like 84,000 of me's strewn between the cosmos. Only the strong will end up with Miley Cyrus. You have to be very strong to do what I do. You can't get mad at her in an argument and say, you know what, I'm going to talk to one of these other girls. Me and Miley are stuck together. The Satan character station and the Miley Cyrus character station, they were stuck together. Lucifer had to do what he did. He had to chop Cain. I mean, he had to. But he knew it was going to happen anyways, because he's smart. And he knew the moment he did that, Aphrodite would be put in a crystal vessel. Aphrodite has always wanted to be like Miley, but she was flesh for a long time. I've seen her now. I caught her one night in my hand like this, and there was no hole, but it felt very Gucci. Like she's got a really fat area around her vagina, and then she's got her butt around her butthole. Instead of being dry like Miley, it's kind of Gucci. It feels like my own area. It feels like my area. Probably because of the transfer, but the sword that cut. You know, there was a transfer between me and Aphrodite in that area. It's kind of gross when you think about it. So Mick, when he goes down on Aphrodite, you know, I don't know. I'm sorry, Mick. It's all right. Like, he likes it. See, Michael and Derek didn't like assholes on their chicks. Satan and Lucifer were the ones that liked butt. That's why it's not mentioned in the Bible. A lot of things in the Bible you need to know. You know, you need to think about it. You need to look to a person that has thought this out. You know, I read the Bible a lot when I was younger. I haven't read it in a while. It usually gives me a headache when I read it now. But it's because of the way the code is structured. It's very strong code. See, God is a computer programmer. So, like, each of those pages is designed to give you a massive algorithm. It's designed to input something into your life that's going to change you and make you do better. That's what the Bible does for you. See, my book, the only thing I don't like about it is my book makes people want to do drugs because I make them look cool. But it's just, it is what it is. I mean, that's the only bad thing about my book, I will say. But kids know. Kids know that, no, we don't need that stuff. You know, we have vape pens. And, you know, it's the same thing. You know, like when you start smoking meth every day, after about a week, vape pen does the same exact thing that meth does. The exact same thing. You know, so what's the point of smoking meth? It's like smoking crude oil compared to gasoline. I tell you what, I'll never smoke meth again. My brother and some of my family have no faith in me, but I know myself. And I think he knows me too, and he knows that was the last chance to ever get me. But it is what it is. Sometimes people are out to get you in life. What do you guys want to listen to? I say we hit it for this. How is this song right here? How is this not a hit? Boom, shakari, kumpush, kampalo, zoom, papa, papa, papang, kapanga, tum, balasha, mata, panga, luva, len, kapu, kapam, papam, papa. Anybody seen a little AC kavuz, komali, uda, panga, panga, pugalama, chavu? Can you breathe? Let me show you the reeve. Boom, boom, gigabyte, bomb, sicky, luma, tama, tama, kapoom, papami, umatadi, uda, bagalam, papu, sakaluv. Sicky like in his groove. We know, it can't stop at anybody. Want to stop sign. Sugla, shinkuro pakao, shiki lum, pakadi, uma, gamazito, paku, I'm crado. Bado, Shingo, Siklu, Klapat, Bang Bang Studio, Grum Smack, Lapido Paju, Kaliu, Japati Umachama Chena Kavu, Kazmato, Smiko, Misma, Domai, Cal that Boulevard. Ibuna Shami Luma Lama Tito Pakas Kamula Mali Bang Bukalampa and Lobo Jagalavu. Jiggy, jiggy, we walk, talk, talk, bark, bark with the father. Boom, bala, shanguv, kaluj, katati, jumatali, halihum, palkum, palam. Sakito Moscato, Buna Shapalto, Lapido Macato. Bang, bang, we love it at night. We're the angels that survived every blight in the fight. We come on, we tight, we light, we fight. Let's fuck Boulevard. Boom shot, I hear it at night. All the talk, the whispers of the lonely one in the kite. Kaludo, Kazak, Kumash, Kelo, Kape, Kumspak, Ledo Book, Jang Jang, Boogie Brane Kula, Facha, Shuma, Gazum Balama Jito Bagoo. I'm a critical illusion. Let's fuck Boulevard. Boom hearts, Hugatana una pache, Kulash, Kamada Kuda Pada Papang. We rock and roll and we party. Bunchmak Lido Park, Juglat, Campiro Kumbush, Makilum Pakadi Yuma, Tame Luma Tavu, Kazado. Zupak, Shengu, Simbal, Jumbal, Zhang Zhang Brulakash, Cain Shu, Shakadi Kumush, Kadi Pakadi Yuma Tamalama Tavu, Zapado, Prukrat, Kalesh, Kumat, Bedu, Bang Bang Jiggy Talk, Bushmat, Zing Zing Hula Hav, Hoosh Maklek, Lapum, Bajmo, Grida Bak, Zumpal, Shampoo, Lapan, Tito Bak, Jang Jang. We boogie rock and roll. Thank you. Have a good night. We're going to make this video exactly 18 minutes for your listening pleasure.